There we go. I'll get this figured out one day.
Yeah, we are live. There goes
Yeah, good
our
morning.
firework.
Oh, yeah, the firework.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning, Puglis. Yeah, so we got rudely interrupted last week.
Yeah, by the internet.
Yeah,
Stinking internet.
all the internet's just disappeared from me. Um, I'm not even 100% certain what we were in the middle of.
Yeah,
It was
I
so.
think, so the gold dragon was not following us from room to room. I feel like that was at least something that we were talking about last time.
Yeah, you know what? And I think we may have started it, but I don't think I was able to save it because I lost the internet. So I lost all the work that we
Oh,
did.
that stinks. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so I guess play the game. We'll see what's going on even. Because it looks like the gold dragon's in it. He's just so he's probably following, so it saved that far, I guess.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of things that were wrong with it, if I remember right. Oh, wow, that's pretty fast. Oh, I should get the sword just so I can kill stuff.
There goes Pugless aliens. When you're done playing, we should do a quick alien storm.
Yeah.
All right. So he's following, but so that works.
Yeah, I feel like there was something else going wrong. No, looks like it's moving okay.
And he came at us. Oh, and there was a starting point too. Like so we had to change around because it puts them in the same position in the room when we enter it. So that was a thing.
Yeah, and we had the thing where we were going to figure out, like, that's what we were going to be working on, right? We were going to figure out, like, when you go to the next room, it was going to have to try to figure out how to follow you to that top spot, right? So we're going to kind of make it so it would hit that same portal so it would jump to the next room. Okay.
Right. Now, when you were playing on the emulator, it looked like the dragon could sort of go over some of the maze walls, which was weird. But that might have just been the emulator
No,
being
it
not quite
definitely,
right.
I'm pretty sure it could just move around the screen like it was free to move, which was what made it
Uh,
hard.
okay,
Yeah,
so that was part of it then, that it was able to like kind of move through the maze and stuff.
I think so. I think
Well, it
so.
makes sense why it got you. The other thing we never did is there's that bite routine that it does that catches you. So we never really dealt with that. We just kind of moved away from it. Because remember, the real game has like if you get caught in its chomp, you end up in his belly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's something that we can come back to because the right now I think we have it just as a lose condition when it touches you on the adventurer.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we should do that instead of the gold dragon. I think the gold dragon following is going to be the fun thing to do for today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll focus on that. So let's get the gold dragon following us from room to room. Oh, you want me to do an alien storm?
Yeah, let's do a quick alien storm.
So I'm just gonna
All right,
do a
here comes
whole
Pugless.
bunch. So we get it to a
Oh
point where we
yeah.
can. Yeah, we got them coming out different colors with the name of the person that did them. So we're gonna get more of them. We got plans.
Big plans, I tell you. All right. So, there he goes. Ooh, that one came up low. Look at him. He was almost off the screen.
Oh, you know what? I think we might have used the range uh, was the bottom of the screen, but it actually is the top left of the alien, so it could put them off the screen like that.
Okay. That
Hmm.
makes sense. Eh, we'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have
So,
So now we have the dragon. Um. We have the part of it is that we have the room number, which is good, right? So we actually know what room number it's in.
mhm.
Part of the problem is that what we needed to, I think what we were looking at adding was on the adventurer, we actually do it for this here. I think we need to do the same thing for our dragon.
To help him like move through.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that he comes. Well, that's gonna.
Excuse me. Right, because it's. Oh, we're gonna have. It's gonna be.
We need a position. We're gonna need a more robust positioning. Like, see the way we have the adventure XY. We're gonna kind of need that for the dragon so that we can accomplish this.
Well,
think.
we're actually using the Y position and X position of the sprite.
Okay, of like the local sprite, the given sprite here, which in this case is the adventurer. Okay, so we're not using that variable, or we're using that for something else probably.
It's for those are public, I think.
They are.
Right, so that's used by the keys and the sword to know where to position them as you run around with them.
Right, I remember that because before it was coming up like right on top instead of being like kind of held. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the part that's going to be tricky here, at least I think it's going to be tricky, is we have this following mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the following mechanism is based on the location of the adventurer, and so it chases to the adventurer.
Yes.
Right. So which works great when we're on a single screen, but if you're trying to transition between screens and you want the dragon to continue to follow up past that.
Right, and then at a pace too, right? You don't want him to blink into the next room.
Well, that's why I kind of need him to keep following.
Yeah, so but there's only one room, so you need to kind of get the sense that he ran across the room because you need to be able to lose him too, right? That's how you get 2 rooms away.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have multiple. We don't have like a sense of a larger map. It's all just redrawing the same stage. So there's like a timing maybe that would be involved. Like, how would we make that happen? Like the idea, like to play out like what I'm thinking is because like, so you run through the room, the dragon sees you, you leave the room. The idea is that the dragon still has to traverse the room while you're running in the next room before he can pop into and then traverse the next room. And that doesn't actually happen in our game. So we need some kind of like step counter or something to mimic that behavior.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Definitely going to need something. Yeah, exactly. We have to. I think we can.
Maybe there's like a virtual room we can create. And when the virtual room matches the real room, then we light it up.
It's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Because we can still hide it because it's not in the room. We just actually want it to continue to keep running.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's chasing you, it's actually, you know what's funny about it? This is that the dragon goes into chase mode, and then at some point leaves its chase mode.
Right, and because we were talking about that, and it looked like when you get 2 rooms away was the deal.
Right, so I guess what I'm getting at is we're going to need a variable to capture that. We're going to need to know that the dragon is in chase mode or not. And if they're in chase mode, then we're going to be trying to go to the room next to the room that the one's in. But then once we exit chase, we just add a position waiting for the adventurer to show up to start chasing.
Right, and that and in the emulator it was going back to the Black Castle after we lost it.
It seemed to go to the Black Castle. I don't know if that's true. I'm curious whether that's the. I didn't find anything written up about the rules of that specifically. So I don't know that that's the specifics of it. Let's got it. I want to try a different one. Let's see if they all play the same. Or play at all.
See, I wish
What's that?
I wish I could put in like video input, because I would definitely run downstairs and go get my Atari unit, but you wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to see it. I'd have to like point the camera at it, and it would show up where my face is.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if I should just get one of these.
Just download it.
Yeah. This looks like it's. This is
It's always a
Linux
little
ver-
scary too.
What's? Yeah, I know. I think this is a Linux one too. Well, I'll just go see if I can try to find one.
So we're trying to find out if it goes back to Black Castle or not.
Yeah.
Maybe
see, this doesn't look like.
we might be able to. I don't know that we need to know that right now. I think this follow thing is really.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I was trying to figure out if it's actually like a thing or not, right? So we don't have to worry so much about the
Yes, it's some kind of reset is what you were looking for. So when we get it following, we'll need to do whatever that reset routine is.
Yeah. All right, so maybe what we can do, you can just. I'm surprised this has a show hide in it. I don't think this needs a show.
It might have been because of the way we were just stopping at midstream. I don't know.
Well, no, this is the follow the mover.
Oh, that's the lead. Yeah, that's the invisible one. Weird.
Yeah,
We must have copied it from somewhere.
must have done something. I wonder if it's in this one too. It is.
Yeah, it is.
You probably copied this whole block from another spot. Probably copied it from the dragon.
Probably from the dragon. We probably put it on the dragon first.
Yep.
Yeah, because remember he was spinning around. So we did do that first.
Yeah. All right, so we got. Whether it's dead. Okay. All right, good. So yeah, so maybe in the adventure we'll. All right, so here's what I was thinking about doing.
Okay.
I was thinking about, instead of in our change room function, I'm wondering if we should store the location that the adventurer left the screen.
Like a history.
Yeah. And then we go towards that.
I think that's a good idea.
I just don't know what we do to make that possible. Do we create another sprite that we put there so we can do the point towards? Can we just point towards a different spot?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, maybe that might get it done.
Because if we just save the X and Y position, which we could do, but then we have to we have to then do that calculation of the mover to get the pointing in the right direction, right? Which we could always do, but it seemed overly complicated for this portion without actually just writing the math script for it.
So if we had the following sprite, so that would follow the player and we would follow it, sort of, is the deal? Like, what would the mechanic of that be?
So it's kind of like the same thing as the gold drag mover, right? This really is what we're trying to do to get towards the adventurer, right? But we need something. We have this block here, this point towards adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
We need something that's going to point towards adventurer's location that's different than what it is on the screen. So we need to have something that we can point it towards. That's why I was thinking of another empty sprite that would be like where it left the room from or something. But I don't even think it does that, right? So that's part of the problem with this is.
Yeah, I think we need to really mimic a larger map. I guess, John, it kind of works. It kind of works the way that, you remember when we built asteroids in Scratch and we had the asteroid go off the screen and it would come up the opposite side?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of how it works as it chases through the rooms. Because that's, remember when we were like, oh, the dragon just kind of came in right on top of the wall.
Right. I know it does. The tricky part about that is, we gotta, yeah, we would need to create something that's like a much larger map. Like we just have the position of the adventurer translated onto the screen from the larger map.
Yeah, we at least need like the concept of a larger map. I think we can still draw it all on the same stage.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like, see the way we have the list of the rooms and where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we can accomplish that as opposed to having to actually have a larger map that it's moving across, like XY coordinates that are bigger than the screen. Because that seems like what we're trying to like. We're trying to give that appearance, like as if this is a grand map, and we're moving through it. But we're not ever really doing that. It's really just this one screen.
Well, we are, right? But the screen is a portal, is a view of that map, right? We just keep drawing inside of it, but it's technically a viewport, right? And so, in essence, we're like looking at this portion of the map, and then when you move through to the left, it'll go through and it shows the viewport in that one, right? So it is a viewport.
But we don't have a concept of being able to really... We're really just showing the one screen, though. So yeah, it is, I guess. It is a viewport. So we would need to exploit like the way that listing goes. Yeah.
And so what we can do, well, there's different ways we could do it.
Maybe we can create like a player like breadcrumb trail that we could kind of move the gold dragon through. Like player last room or something like that.
But the problem is we want to follow the player as they're moving in the next room.
Right. So if they go up, you want to.
Yeah, because that was part of the whole thing that I was going to try to show or try to exploit real quick. Because the piece of it is that like if you go up into a room and start running to the left to go to the next room, the dragon actually comes up out over the wall towards you versus coming up through where you came in.
Right, it doesn't use the door. It does. It just kind of cuts the corners and goes right at you.
Yeah. Here, we'll just show you this one. Oh, he kills it. That's not what we want. I don't even need the key to show it.
Oh my.
Yeah, right. Whoa.
That did not do what we were talking about.
No, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's the wizardry of... Oh.
How'd we lose him?
I'm not sure.
Is he still coming? Oh, does it when he snaps? Does it like shut off his follow?
I'm stuck in the mouth. I don't know. I think it's weird. Like See,
Look
there
how
it
fast
feels
he
like
followed you.
this. It feels like he was actually following us, but then there's those other times where he just came out of nowhere.
That time he came through the door.
Kind of.
I don't know, man. He's kind of just following you.
Because I would be surprised if they were actually trying to follow, like really following you off screen. So I don't know whether we have to try to make it do something specific like that, where it's actually chasing after you when you can't see it. I'm wondering if we could just kind of make it up.
Yeah, well, might be able to just make something that sort of acceptably does what we think. Okay.
I don't know what that is. My thought was almost put just a. I think part of it is our dragon's slower than theirs, right? So their dragon was much faster than the way ours was moving.
Right.
So I'm wondering if we need to make a change with that.
Yep.
Maybe make this like a
Make it 20.
12. Oh yeah, we want more steps, right?
Right, because you want to move farther each time through.
Maybe make this like 0.05.
Could do that too. I think that'll make it twice as fast.
But that feels closer to like what it was in the game.
Okay. You might be able to do both. You might be able to do 0.5 and 20 if you want to get it like fast. Yeah.
I think it's okay for right now.
Okay.
I wonder if the green dragon should also have that same. So I'll save that. Oh, let me just save here. So.
Yeah, we'll lose it.
So I was wondering if when you leave the room, what if we just have it randomly show up on that side of the screen that you came in on? It feels like that's going to just feel weird, like in the play of it. So I was thinking like have come up here and then have it come in somewhere in this area. Because there was that one time when I came up here, remember it came running in from this side.
Yeah.
And I was like,
but I don't feel like that was a random thing. You think it was random, just anywhere from that room, or just where it ended up chasing you to?
I don't know how it got there. Unless it was chasing me towards from where I was at in the castle, right? Because I would have been, this is where I would have restarted, and so maybe it was coming running this way. And so that's why when I got over here and went up, it was coming in from this side. Is that possible? Absolutely. I just don't know if that's...
It would cover kind of what was happening. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. So how do we get it? So how could we get it to look like that? Could we have, if we... I like the fact that we can kind of point towards something and move towards it, because that just makes doing that calculation easier. We may not be able to do it, and that may be for next week, is coming up, figuring out what that is, to make it work on a larger scale. But if we were going to try to trick it, what if we had an adventure marker that could be left behind for the dragon to follow. But
Like when you leave the room.
yeah. So I'm trying to think of like,
You could do that with a variable. Like we could grab a position. I don't know that you need a sprite. So
we
so
can't point towards it then.
I think you can. Can't you? Can you not point towards a position?
No.
I guess. No. There's not a separate block for it. It has an X and a Y in there.
It has random position, mouse pointer, and center.
Right, but that's the drop down. Is there a point towards that has two bubbles?
Oh, I didn't see one. We wouldn't have used this in the first place.
It's point in direction. Okay. And go to. Okay. So there's not. There's not.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, if we can figure out what the thing is. Can you put this in the adventure box?
Hmm.
Yeah, so the point towards, that's why I was saying, like, the point towards is convenient, which is why I was thinking of a secondary sprite that we might point towards instead of the adventure. But it would be like a mirror. Ooh, it'd be a mirror of where the adventure is.
Yeah. Okay.
So
like an adventurer follower.
in a sense, yeah. So what if we? So I'm thinking I'll just add another sprite. Let me change the costume. Let's go.
Might have been worth leaving the turtle at first, so we could see where it's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we will. So let's make this our adventure. I'll just call it mirror. Because I think what we're going to end up wanting to do is, like, we want to mirror a certain position based on where they come in from.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to think of how it's going to work.
So is the idea like when you change rooms, you would leave this there, and then when you change rooms again, you would move this to where you left? Is that kind of the way it would be?
So that is an option.
Okay.
I was going back and forth on this, right? And I'll tell you that the part of the reason is, if I'm trying to figure out how we could test it. What I was thinking is, if we take the adventure and when you go in the room, like, you technically drop down to the bottom, but what we want to do is leave this trailer at the top. But if you move this direction, you want it to follow on the X axis, right? So that way, as it moves further left, the dragon will actually curve towards it and potentially come up through the wall.
Right. So can we do that animation with the turtle to just kind of see what it's doing, like before we try and make the dragon seek it?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out how to get that to happen, right?
Yeah.
The part that is, I think, is going to be tricky is identifying which axis it can continue to move on, that we want to capture from the adventurer. So let's see. Let's put in our. I think we're going to need a forever loop for it.
Right, because we're going to want to do the follow.
We're going to want to do a receive on changing rooms. We're going to want to be able to set the X and Y. And generally this would be... you know what? We may end up being able to use this right on the gold dragon follower. Depends on what other stuff we need that may use this. We may not need it. A separate thing for it. Now that as I'm putting this stuff in, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, because by default, if you just follow the adventurer's position, right? So if we were to run this as is, it would just, so it would just leave, like, be right on it, right? So we could be following that spot. Oh, but see, this is the problem, is because we don't have it. Oh yeah, but we're setting the position of the gold dragon based on the adventure, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it.
Well, you're pointing at
Oh,
the
we're
adventure and then
pointing at it.
moving.
That's the difference. That's why we need the separate things. We need something that we can actually point at. That's right. So we may not be able to. So we got that piece there. What we want to be able to do is when we come down, we want that to be left up here. Actually, we want it to be left down here and follow us this direction.
Yeah, right. Because it's going to be stuck to the floor because we can't. That's where we left the other room.
Yeah. So,
So
when we receive the changing rooms, we want to say. So we're changing rooms.
So we want to stop it from following, right? So that go to.
Yeah. But what we need to decide when we change rooms, which direction were we changing?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can use the portal, the greater than, less than, on the X and Y to figure that out. I think because we don't. Well, we have one side that you can kind of go. I think where we're going to have problems are on these rooms where the whole side is open.
Yeah, but if you well,
we have this small area, right? So what are we actually using on the adventure? Maybe that'll help us define it, right? Because it's over 180, right? So the Y position is greater than 180 or less than 180, negative 180. Right, so we got 180 and
so John, do we even want it to? Do we want that turtle to follow the player, or do we want to just have it like when we leave a room, just drop a marker where we were when we left? Like I don't know if we need the full follow because we might be able to do something where if the dragon's in the room with the player, then it follows the player. Otherwise, it follows the marker.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, that's where this is going. Okay.
Yeah, that's ultimately what the plan is, but we need to have a spot for it to go and follow. The purpose of having this follow the adventure on one of the directions is more about making it so that the dragon will kind of follow towards the player and come through the portal into the room in a direction where they might be closer to the player than they normally would have. Right? So my thought is if we can, when we're coming in here, we can say, okay, it's following on the X position or it's following on the Y position. This will then use an adventure of one size and then leave whatever position it was at the time. So then that way what'll happen for the dragon is the dragon will disappear because it'll be hidden, but it'll continue to follow to that spot. So let me see if I can get this to happen properly. So if is this going to be the right if? Well, I think I'm probably going to need an else if, but so I want to say if the which one are we doing here? This is Y. So let's do Y first, so we can just test it out.
Okay.
So if adventure Y is greater than 180, which means it's hitting this bottom portal, then we could have a variable that would be move. Let me try something. Hold on a second. We need to do move X position. So now we can set move X position to true. Was that not in here? That's in the operators. Wasn't it? Where's the like the true?
It is in operators. You just got to scroll down further. It's right there. It's green. It's right under not.
Oh my goodness. So we're gonna set it to true. And then, so then over here on the forever loop, we can have the test on this that says if move position, move X position, put this in there, duplicate, no, then we just take the motion for
so that's going to put it on the horizontal.
Okay. Yeah. Right, so I think that may do the trick.
Do you not want to move the Y unless... All right, let me see how that plays out. It looks weird to me, but...
It's very possible. Let me...
I feel like the else should be different. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You may very well be correct. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to play it in my mind. I can't quite see it happening. So when we run it, it'll be...
Yeah, I just need to get this to make sure it's set properly. All right, so... Oh, shoot. This is the wrong... This was going up.
Oh, would we get backwards?
Yeah. I think actually... yeah. Alright, so...
Alright, so it stayed up there, but it's moving across the bottom.
Right.
So that's
what I was trying to do, right? So now this is a spot for the dragon to continue to follow too.
Right.
And once it hits the bottom, then it would show up on the top.
Because it would come into the room.
Right. So imagine.
No, I could see it now. It will come in from the top, right where the player is.
Yes. So the idea is that the dragon, let's say the dragon's like, coming down this way, it'll now hide, but it'll continue to follow towards this, and then once it hits the portal to jump, it'll pop out up here and continue towards the adventurer.
Right. Because now it's in the room with the adventurer. Now what happens when you change another room?
Well, I didn't finish the logic for this. This was just
okay. That's just the top.
Yeah.
Top bottom deal.
Yeah. So it's just now still continuing to follow along that, because what we need something that once we do need to have something in here that tells it to stop doing whatever it's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this doesn't even need to be active most of the time. We can just have this active when we want it to be active.
Right. It could almost be when the chase mode gets engaged. But okay, so let's finish this out then, so we can see its behavior fully.
Yeah. So, I mean, this may be. I wonder if we. I have a thought on this here. What if instead of doing it like this, what if it just always follows along the edge that it came in on, or the edge that it transitioned through? So then that way we can make this a little bit easier, and it's just always there, and we can just decide whether we want to follow it or not. I imagine that looking like.
I see what you're saying. We just have to determine what edge you're on, which is what you're doing now, right?
Right, yeah. So this is going to be moving the X position, but we just need to set what the Y position is for it, right? And so we know when it's coming in what that's going to be, so we can actually we can add our variable here to say, we'll just do Y position. Oh, shoot.
Your rename?
Yeah, well, I made it a public
Made it
variable.
global.
Yeah. All right, good. So now inside of here, I can just say set Y position with a negative 180. And then, actually, I think this might need to be like 181.
Right, just push it a little.
Yeah. And this will be to 181. All right. So that should work for up and down. So then duplicate that. We don't need this. Oh, I do need the adventure X. So if it's X, move X position, we won't use this one. We'll use this Y position. I think, let's make one more variable so that we can have the move Y position.
Right.
And then I can set this here, and I can just duplicate that. We'll set move Y position to false. So now the thing with this is that we're going to, oh, that was a little big. Do this, and we'll change this to move Y position to false, so we can reset those. That, do this. Oh, yeah, exactly the same. All right, so this will make sure that we're only doing the move on the Y position. So what I want to do is now make it switch for the other one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me just duplicate this whole piece.
And that's the X guy.
X. Yeah.
And the numbers are a little different too, because the screen's wider than it is tall.
Yep.
So I have to make an adjustment there, which is.
I believe it was 240.
That sounds right to me, but we can check it real fast.
Yeah, 240.
Yeah, 240.
So this will be negative 240, positive 240. This will be true or false. This will be true. We set X position to negative 241. Same thing for this one, but we'll set it to 241 positive. All right, so that should be good there. Let me get rid of that for the moment. I don't need this. Get that. But now in here, we got to make a difference, right? So we got to do, maybe I'll just do 2 ifs, right? So
Right, instead of the if else.
yeah, because then I can put this in here for the move X, and then this one will be the move Y.
And then we can fall through if we end up like deactivating kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. The only difference here is that instead of Y position, we actually need the adventure Y position, and
Looks like movie position. That variable.
it does look like movie position. I should have probably done some capitalization. Oh. All right, so this will actually do something interesting, right? So now that it's there, but once we move through here, it follows. It's kind of hard to see it with these. All right, so now it's there. If I go through to the right, it should show up over here on the left. Oh, yeah, over the right,
Th-
over the right.
Okay, but yeah, because that is where it is, because it's the left of the previous room. And now it's okay. Now we
And
transition
now
to
it's
there.
across the top.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can see it over there. It's over on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah. You can see the tip. All right, man. We're starting to get there, huh?
Yeah, so I think we've got something to work with. Um, the the next part. All right, so we got a little. Hey, Chip. Yeah, so we got that working. So now we've got a spot that we can follow. So now on here, what we need to know is that we need to know that we're chasing to the next room, right? Because we're just going to need something. We'll do this in here for. Let's see.
I'm sorry, I'm playing in the chat, John.
Yeah.
I got a little distracted. It's so much fun, though.
So I think I want to make a private variable for this and just say chasing adventure.
So that's like that chase mode.
Mm-hmm. All right, so oh man, so chasing. Oh, that's not right.
Getting very quiet in here.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. It's part of where I'm struggling is, right? So I can put the variable in here. We say if chasing adventure, which is by default true. Put this inside of here and do that. That's not right. Because we're part of what's happening here is that we're only doing this loop if the current room number is equal to the room number. But our room number, I think what I got wrong is that this actually needs to be this condition, or we're in chasing adventure mode. Right? So it's either going to be this.
You're hitting the other one. That's fun. There you go.
So all right, so now we should be able to do it like that. But what we also need to know is, let's see, chasing. It's tricky, right? Because I think because what we also need to know is when do we point towards the adventure, and when do we point towards our new adventure piece, right? We need to have a switch for that.
So if current room equals room number, or
yeah, so we're gonna need this else here. I don't know what's gonna be inside that else, but we'll have not only the adventure, or it'll be the adventure mirror. Something has to tell us which one we're going to be following.
So can we interrogate if we're in the because we're asking, are we in, is the current room number equal room number? So if it does, then follow the player, else follow the mirror. Yeah. I think that does it.
do 2. So then we have to change this logic up here too, right? Because this is going to be by default. When the room number changes, we're almost not going to do anything. Because all of this
Yeah.
happens right here, right? So we don't need to do anything.
Yeah, because we're doing it elsewhere. There's more to it than that now.
Yeah. What we're actually going to have, I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to add a message because we're going to have to identify when the Gold Dragon room changes. Because here's where we're going to actually identify that we've reached a trigger point.
So here's an interesting thing too. If it reaches the mirror, but manages to not pass into the next room, is that possible?
It shouldn't be.
Because then it would just sit there on the mirror, right?
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but it should cross over because of the way we have the X and Y test.
Yeah. So we actually need to now. This is now where we need this, right? So I need to. Can I just drag this over to? Yeah. So now I have this here.
I think that's undo, isn't it?
It is. So, yeah, this is very similar to what we need because we're just getting the room number and we're setting the position. I think this is almost exactly what we need.
Yeah,
we just need to change this, right? So we need a new, say, Gold Dragon. What do we call that one? It was changing rooms. Changing rooms? Yeah, okay. So then we make this all of these.
Yeah, so that fixes that. And that behavior should be correct to keep track of where we are.
Yeah, we don't need any of this.
No, that's player stuff, right?
Yep, that was player stuff. So this will help us.
That's like mapping our position in the game, right? That's what that. So this should accomplish all that.
Yeah.
All right.
So the only thing with this is that we actually have a private variable right now for current room. Actually, we don't even have current room in this one. Oh, I put this into the wrong thing. Shoot, this actually needs to be in. I'm like, wait, why does it not look right? I didn't need.
Because we're on the adventure.
Yeah,
guy, not the Gold Dragon.
Thinking the Gold Dragon mover is a better spot for this, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the one that moves, really. The Gold Dragon just follows it, right?
Yeah. So we have current room number.
Right.
So I think this is. Ooh, okay. Maybe is this the right spot for it? I think it is. So here's what I was going to try doing. I was going to take this and put it into this forever loop here, right? Only
inside that if?
No, because if we put it inside that if, these would always have to be equal to each other.
Right.
And we want to be able to So here on Gold Dragon, we also need to change this. So let's stop all that. So we actually don't.
Do we need any of that?
We need the show and hide, I think.
Okay. How about the is a goner? Because that's when it's dead. It turns everything off. So I guess.
Yeah. You know what? We would need that for. No, I think that's it.
Okay.
We may need it for something else.
Oh, it's down there on the dragon move as well.
Yeah, so this is what'll stop it from moving around the screen.
Okay.
So I think that's okay. But we need something in here. So part of what we have in here is current room number. So this current room number. I'm wondering if we. I'm wondering if we have to make more public variables to finish this.
Okay. To capture which parts?
To capture the when this is changed, this gold.
Okay.
So we need to get what that new current room number is.
For the gold dragon.
Yeah.
There is a current room number that you have. Yeah.
Right, but I won't be able to when we get the broadcast message. I can't get the XY position of the. I can't get what the room number is of the gold dragon. Right.
I don't think so. I don't think you can broadcast a message with a value in it. I don't think so. It'd be neat if you could, though.
Yeah,
you could actually pass something on the message.
I know. I feel like I should be able to, like a normal message messaging system. But
if you were to select new message, what comes up? Just out of curiosity. Like when you hit the drop down, at the bottom there's a new message option. Is it just put a name in and that's the new message?
Where are you seeing?
It's not there now.
Yes.
You have to. So yeah. Like if you click the drop down on there and then it says new. If you just click new, what comes up? Is it just put in a name? It is. Just put a name in. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I think what we can do is, we'll just add a.
That unset that drop down. I'm sorry. I need to put that back in.
We may not need it.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, because we won't need to send it. Oh, hi, Nicole. That's awesome.
Hey.
Wow. So I don't even think we need to broadcast the message then. Right? Because all these spots we're using current room number, we can just use this new gold dragon room number.
Right, because we have it now. So that's okay. Okay. I see where we're going here.
So we don't need that. We don't just switch this in here. And then yeah, so then this is set room number 2, but we actually need this to set the golden. Ooh, good thing we identified that. We would have had some weird that would have been some weird results because we'd have been changing the room number of the adventurer.
Yeah, right. What would have happened? Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I wonder if we still need this broadcast because we need to know that it changed. So we may still need that message. I just don't know what we would do with it. All right, so I need to change all these here.
That's the gold dragon.
So I think when we get the gold dragon change room message, I think we need to basically do the same thing here. So we can say, that's not what right? So that way we can
Yeah.
retest whether we need to show it or not.
Needs a refactor. Duplicated code.
Yeah, right. Where are our unit tests? That's the real question.
Right. Right. Let's build a unit testing framework for Snap. Be awesome. Be programming gods.
There you go.
All right, so it's running.
Whoa!
Why is he there? Did we not? Wait a minute.
I don't know. I guess we do need to show this one.
Oh, maybe we need to have a concept. Oh no, we do have the room number. There's the room number. What's up? All right, let's. I don't get what happened there. Hang on.
So, right. So watch when I start this.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to 4.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I move, it switched to 1.
It did.
Oh, no, it just switched all on its own to 1. What?
It must be doing. What is it doing?
All right, let me stop this here because that was crazy.
Set to 4. Does that chasing adventure need to be set to false when it starts instead of true?
I'm sorry, say that again?
There was a switch like right at the beginning of the script that said set chasing adventure to true. So maybe that needs to start as false so it won't go after that turtle.
Needs to go to false.
So now it won't move until you go into the room with it, right?
So maybe then we do need this here. When it changes rooms.
Right, then we can set. Yeah.
Maybe that's what needs to happen. No. Chasing adventure. Duplicate that into there.
Now it's true, right?
Should be true. So
4. Still 4. Good.
Still 4.
Why is it still? Oh, because he didn't leave the room.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
He's chasing you though. Why does that arrow up top though?
It's supposed to be.
Is it?
Yeah, because I came in. When I
From the
come in
bottom.
up top, it stays up top, right? Because you want it to continue to come up to the new room.
Right, because that's all right. The dragon sees it in the old room. Yeah. I got confused for a second. You're right.
I need to see what my current room is. I don't even know. Let's see, room number. So, I wonder if we should not hide it temporarily, so you can see it moving around.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, down with that.
So we'll do this. We'll start it over. Now we'll be able to see.
Oh, it's 10:08.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of cool to go for another few minutes if you don't have anything to do, but I just noticed.
I do not for right this second. Let's see if we can get this kind of
I'm down.
rolling.
I'm totally down with that. Glad you feel that way, man.
Because I feel like we're pretty close to this. So I want to have it hide initially. So it's hiding initially. Now it's there. Ah! Killed me. Oh! Okay, so we see it. Oh, because...
That's
look.
an interesting...
Oh, but it didn't... You know what? Here's the problem. We're not... I think because we're doing those number of steps, it's not moving enough to actually keep changing rooms.
Right. So there is a possibility that it could catch the ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, that's what it looks like is happening here, because it seems like it should have been changing the room by now.
Yeah, we might just need to pad the edges because of the wall.
Yeah, I mean, even though I don't know if that's necessarily what we want to have it do, it depends, right? It's kind of weird. Because it did a weird thing when we reset the game. I don't know. There's a weird spot that's happening there. I'm not sure what it is. Let me just do a quick save here so we can come back to this. But I'll try to describe. So, when we died, that marker for the adventurer mirror was still doing something, right? So like right now it's doing nothing. Like you can see the little arrow kind of dipping out here on the side. It's not following, right? But now it is, because now that move X and Y position. I think we need to do something that captures when it dies, and I'm not sure what the answer is to what that should look like when it's done. Oh.
Right. So now he came through.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's still following the marker.
How is he not getting into our room?
Yeah, because he's in 7 and we're in 6. What is up with that?
How is that happening? How is that happening? I feel like I missed one of these sets. Gold dragon room number, gold dragon room number, gold dragon room number. I do think it's funny though that it keeps resetting itself, right? I wonder if we see. Oh, look at this! This broadcast message doesn't seem to be happening. Is there something else that's resetting that position?
It's just at the end of each one of those ifs, right?
Yeah, because we got that. What happens if I...
How are you not in the same rooms again? Like something, that's nutty.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
I think maybe what we should do... Oh my gosh, why was it all the way down there? That was weird.
All right, this is not quite working right.
No, but I think part of this is going to be, instead of this being set to that position, let's try setting this to like 250.
Right, to push it in a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying about the walls. That maybe we weren't accounting for that.
And
But
not accounting for the walls.
like the width of the, like, to get it into the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what it is that we actually have the adventure walk off the screen, and this one isn't enough, and we're moving by 16, so it's like it's almost too big. All right, so let's go into the room with the dragon. Hey, it's chasing us. It should still be chasing us. Oh, now it's into
Off the
this
other
room
side.
with us.
Now it's in the room. But look, the gold dragon.
Oh.
Now it's in the room. What? It's not right.
Well, no, it was working.
Because it was in the other room. But what? Why did it? Okay.
So
There it is.
So it's going the right way.
So now it should come into
Now
4.
it's coming in. Oh, but see.
So now it's chasing you because it's in the same room. So good.
Why does it think it's the same room?
Wait. Gold
Bye,
dragon.
dragon.
Is definitely not changing.
But it why did it go to 4 all of a sudden? Why did it go to 4?
Yeah, what is happening here, man?
It's pretty interesting though.
Yeah, something's happening because it's
Yeah. It's cardio day. All right, so it's coming after me. It's coming. Now it's switched. Why did it go to room 2?
I don't know, man. What's up with that? Like, it doesn't have its map straight. There's something wrong. Maybe the way we're doing our lookup and our indexing for our map is wrong.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I see it. Oh, that's embarrassing. So we did all this stuff to change the room number information, right? And we copied this from the adventurer. So we're looking based on the room number of the adventurer, not the room number of the dragon.
So that's why it's pulling out those values out of the map collection.
Yeah, that's why it's getting the wrong number. It's getting it based on as if wherever the wherever the adventurer is, it's trying to do its calculation.
It's weird how once in a while it will be right.
Yeah, well, if I moved a certain way.
Yeah, it would cause it to actually line up, and then that's weird. Okay.
The horrors of copy and paste.
Right. So it definitely had to do with the way that we were indexing through there.
Yep.
We were using the wrong variable to find the value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That is very true. I do feel like a broken clock, by the way. So.
All right. So now it should work
dragon's coming
perfectly.
for us.
Now it's still chasing the other way. Comes through.
Okay, it actually got me.
I reset you, but it's still.
Oh.
Oh, he's chasing. Chasing off the other side. Oh.
Oh, not quite enough.
Did we not pad out the sides?
I don't think so. You know what's interesting? This may actually work better than I thought. Like, it may actually solve the whole problem for us. So maybe we just let it go into chase mode and just let it keep chasing. Because what was interesting about it was it actually was doing a it actually was chasing through the rooms from the last position that you had gone through. So it kept going until it finally got to you. It worked, like it caught up. The problem here is that it just ended up in the So if you kept moving, like it would do some weird stuff, and that might be why it ended up in a weird spot that time that we were testing it. So let me make this 17. Make that 7. Just to be on the safe side. The only problem is now we won't be able to see the cursor, but we were going to hide it anyways. Now we wait the 30 seconds while the game restarts. All right.
Should save soon.
I did save recently.
Okay, good.
So now it's in here with us.
Is it following you?
It is.
It is. Oh man, 2 dragons.
Oh, the dragon got me. All right, but see, now it's still going that way. Oh, there is no way to get up now. So if I just wait here. It caught up to me. Ah!
Yeah, it's working. Okay. So now if we put the hide and show in for the dragon when he's in the room with you or not, it'll work.
Yeah, I think it'll look like. I wonder if that's how he was doing it. Like, you know, a part of me makes me think sometimes, like, did we do it the same way that it was had been developed on the Atari?
Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, you see him light up just on the other side. You see it?
Oh, yeah. Oh. But so now he's going to be running towards me.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Oh.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, but there he is. He came back. Ah!
Came like right in and got you.
All right, I gotta
That's
make
awesome.
sure I save. I gotta save that. That
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's doing it, man.
That is pretty wild. I have to say, did not expect it. We'll go to entitled. Yeah, that is pretty slick.
Yeah, that's really cool. This is good. So I mean, that was a lot of code we had to do, but like it's ultimately doable in
Yeah.
Snap. Like we got it done. We had to use our engineering knowledge to get there. That's really cool that we were able to do that.
It is. It's very
to
slick.
use this. Yeah, and like just the fact that it's block code, it makes it accessible to more people as well. But it's still, you know, still thinking like a coder.
It is. It is. That is. I mean, I want to go to school at the coder school. All right. So yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of a
Do a grand
Alien
finale.
Storm there. Yeah, let's see. We do a couple
Yeah,
of.
let me queue up some fireworks as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Fireworks. Oop. I'm gonna do a lot of fireworks.
Oh yeah, we're gonna crash the stream, man. And here comes the alien storm.
Oh, I couldn't even do as
yeah.
many. I ran out of. I gotta wait. Come on! Ah! Stop preventing. Oop.
That's the best part of the stream.
There you go now. Oh, what the heck happened there? It's like it reset to my fireworks. See, alien.
There they go. Alien 2. That's funny. We have to change we have to randomize how far across it goes.
Yeah, we'll do that eventually. We'll get there. That's one that's a fun project. Unfortunately, ended up falling on a Friday that we weren't able to do it.
Yeah, we might have to change the day we do that. We'll have to talk about it, but we'll let you all know.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jim, what I was experimenting with that particular thing, and we had it going from different directions, had it going to different spots, and so I could actually test the that capability. What we really want to be able to get in there, and so phase 1 is getting it to come in from different spots, but phase 2 is make it so you can actually type in commands to move it around the screen. So you can do you could type in bang alien, you get an alien on the screen, and then once you have the alien on the screen, then you can do stuff like R5, and it'll basically move to the right with a velocity of 5, and then we'll have some kind of wind down, so it'll kind of eventually slow down. And then if we can get that working, then we'll start putting goals into the game onto the screen so that people can move around to try to get to those spots on the screen, and kind of like have races for it. We'll get there. It's just we're only doing an hour, and I don't know if you, Jim, ran into it, but we ended up having power outages over here for a couple of days, and that was a kind of that not only knocked out the power, which caused problems, but then it totally messed up the the internet for us for about a week or so. Yeah, we could do a whole slew of different alien games. What would be neat? I just thought of something. What if we made it where it was like a game voting system? So like once we get a couple of different things that can happen on the stream, like somebody could say, "Hey, how about this game?" And then people could vote for it, and then that game was what would start.
That'd be cool,
right? That would be. So
that would be
the whole
cool.
time we're just trying to write the program that does this stuff. They'll just be playing it.
Yeah, but that's cool. There's a lot of silences while we're working on it, so it'll give people something to do.
Yeah, right. Alien Joust. Exactly.
Yeah, seriously. I like it. Maybe we could have one that has like squares around the board, so you could kind of roll and move, make like that kind of game, like a Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All
That
right.
would be pretty slick.
John, I gotta go, buddy.
Yeah,
Nearly
me too.
10:30. Got
All
things
right.
going.
Yep. Hey, man, we did a good job on this. I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
We
I
will.
agree.
We'll do some more next week. Everybody have a great weekend, and
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you soon. All right.
Thanks.